Audrey Connor Gibson from ACG Math Tutoring coming to you live, and you can actually hear me. I was on earlier today, so I must apologize to those that were tuned in because you guys couldn't hear me. I was completely on mute. That is always fun. Hey, that's life. Things are going to happen, right? So I just wanted to introduce a small topic because usually I do math tips and I usually kind of give people a heads up. But today I'm just going to get right to it. So if you ever want to contact me, I do have a Facebook, I do have an Instagram, and also I am live on YouTube as we speak. So make sure you contact me at ACG Math Tutoring. And now I'm going to erase all that so we can get some room to get what we're going to talk about today. So today we're going to talk about accountability partners. And what exactly is accountability partners? It just seems like all of a sudden everybody needs an accountability partner. And you're like, well, what is it? So I looked it up. An accountability partner is a person who coaches another person in terms of helping the other person keep a commitment, okay, and achieve their goals. So in other words, is a person that is going to be your ride and die, basically your cheerleader. Now, I know that we as people, we always have goals. We always have resolutions. We're going to do this. We're going to lose the weight. We are going to grow our hair. We are going to teach kids that we're going to love and appreciate. And what always happens? After about 2 months, you get tired. And then you're just like, nope, don't want to do it anymore. So having that accountability partner is like having that extra support. You know you want to achieve your goals. But to have that person that's like, hey, I feel that you're kind of falling back on your goal setting here. What's going on? Let's talk. Here's a person that you can actually, let's say, bounce ideas off of, you know? But the one thing that I definitely want to know, that this person is not your mother. Like, they are not your virtual assistants, which it seems like that's a huge thing nowadays. They are people that is supposed to improve your goals. They're not there to make sure that you're checking a box. They're not there to make sure that you are doing your homework, that you made your bed, that you cleaned your house, that you paid your bills. Like, no, that's not what they're supposed to be there for. An accountability partner is that person that has like goals like you, but they want you to achieve more. So according to goalcast.com, there is basically a top 3 types of accountability partners. So the first one is basically a person who's like farther ahead of you. Maybe it's someone that you look up to. Maybe it's a mentor, someone that's doing exactly what you want to do. Maybe not necessarily take or copy and paste their style, but basically take their ideas, and someone that you can actually talk to that has been in the situation longer than you have. So if you're looking at someone, like, look at a mentor. And if that's not the case, maybe it's a person that has your best interest in heart. So it could be your significant other, or it could be your mother or your father. But it has to be someone that really wants you to win. So in order for you to win, you're going to need that person that's like, yes, I see what you're trying to do, and I'm here to push you to that limit. Another person is a peer who's on the same level as you, but is motivated to work towards your goals or work towards any of their goals. So they see that you want to be an excellent tutor, and they have a networking. So, hey, you've got your tutoring skills, they got their network. Let's put it all together and let's see if we can make money together and make people happy at the same time. So sometimes it could be someone that's at your level, that's above your level, but the one thing is you don't want to have someone that is below your level. Because once you start lowering your standards and your appreciation, everything is going to go south. So try to look forward and to improve forward. So for me, I have actually 2 accountability partners when it comes to my tutoring program. Ms. Cabo, who is from South Africa. Yes, I have an accountability partner that's nowhere near me, okay? But we do it through Zoom. I have another young lady, Miss Ruth, who is in North Carolina. And because most of us, we basically teach math, One does more middle school, like the earlier age of middle school. One does the college. And I do all the kiddos in the middle, the high schoolers. So it just works out well. And we basically meet every week, try to break down concepts, and just try to bounce ideas off each other. Like, how should we do our websites? How should we push each other? But it's almost like you always know you have that person that's got your back, but at the same time, you're giving more information. So how do you determine a good accountability partner? Like for me, when we introduced each other, I basically did it almost like an interview, but they didn't know I was interviewing them. So I know what my strengths and my weaknesses are. So I wanted someone that either closely matched me or had that determination or drive to do more than what they would normally do. So with that in mind, it's basically someone that's not going to be judgmental. Now, being non-judgmental does not mean being soft. Being non-judgmental means that, hey, you know what? I think that you can do this. I think that's a great idea. Or, you know what? Let's tweak that idea a little bit more. Okay? So it's not someone that's like, oh, that's great. A yes person. No, that's not going to work. So anyone who understands when mistakes occur, mistakes are going to happen. You're going to have times that you're looking at something and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I screwed up. But making those adjustments when you do screw up. And also it has to be someone that you feel at peace with. Like, who is that person that you're really chill with? You know, you definitely know that they have their goals and you have your goals and your goals kind of match a little bit. That's kind of what you're looking for. But once you do find your accountability partner, make sure you set some standards. Set those boundaries. I don't want you calling me every 2.2 seconds because that's a little too much, right? Or I don't want you just showing up at my house. Well, it'll be interesting if Cabo did that because she's in a different country. So, but at the same time, like, make sure you set those boundaries. Don't try to cross it over. Don't try to date your accountability partner. Just keep it professional, okay? And be ready to provide that push or that gentle nudge in order for you to achieve what you need to achieve. The next thing, practice good communication skills. You're going to have to figure out a way to communicate, people. Either you're doing by phone, by text, email, smoke signal, whatever it is. You need to figure out how you're going to communicate with each other so you know when to push, when to get that nudge, and when to kind of like let things muster. Be consistent. No matter what, it's a constant thing. If you want to be that accountability partner, you need to be consistent, okay? So you're meeting once a week, once a month, whatever it is. And then lastly, own up to your own mistakes. You know, everybody's going to screw up once in a while, but own up to it. Like, oh, okay, this cost us like $100, but you know what? I'm going to make it up by us doing blah, 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 okay? And I did say lastly, but this is really last. Give more than you receive. When you have an accountability partner, you want to give. So if you're giving and your partner's giving, guess what? There's a lot of information that's happening just amongst the two of you. So there is no way that you cannot make your goal if you don't really give. So give more than you receive. Give more information than what you're taking in. So with that in mind, I kind of think, here's my teacher mind coming in. How can I find my accountability partner in the classroom? Like right now, interims are like right around the corner. So I know a lot of the kids are going to be like, I need. And as a teacher, you're like, I can't anymore. So why not put the pressure on the student? Why not have them get their own accountability partners? They can write their own strengths and weaknesses, and then they can interview their own students to see where their accountability partner is. And it's not necessarily going to be their best friend. So now you don't have to do that. You're putting it on the kids. So when you're doing this, you're actually helping them with their future, because you always hear, when are they ever going to learn this in real life? You know, when are they ever going to learn algebra in real life? So I always say, well, I don't know what they're going to do in real life. So I like to cover as much math as I can possible. So that means the students will be like, oh, I've seen this before. I rather hear kids say, I've seen this before, than what is this? So going back to the accountability partners, we're building their communication skills. we are building, let me erase that, we're building their communication skills, we're building their interview skills, because they're going to need to do that, because eventually they're going to have to go after a job. So they have to show what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. So by doing that, having communication, just talking and being able to ask for what they want is a huge lesson that you can give any child in this day and age. So to close things up, because I'm going to ask you a question. Why is having an accountability partner important in your life? I know I gave some examples, but then tell me, why is it important in your life? So again, this was awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know this was like about 10 minutes. So because I'm like just talking really fast. So hopefully your day is okay and enjoy your October 1st. Take care.